All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. So yesterday I actually made a very big mistake here on my update on Jasmi, because I actually didn't do much digging as to what I was talking about, and I was putting out a warning here for Jasmi, saying that we could actually be seeing a drop on Jasmi, right? Now the reason why I made that mistake was that I only looked at the Binance chart, because I usually want to refer to Binance. It has most liquidity, so the chart actually has got like much more information. Now what I was talking about was this week towards the downside, and I was saying that usually weeks like these get filled towards the downside, meaning that I was expecting the Jasmi price to come all the way down maybe to 1.2 cents and fill in this whole thing. However, this was only limited to Binance. Other exchanges didn't have any of this nonsense right on Jasmi. As you can see, if we go to Maxi, for example, that week is actually not there. If we go to another exchange, like maybe we can choose a gate or something like that, there was nothing like that. So I actually panicked a little bit and only took a look at Binance, which was, fake news or wrong information. So that video I made yesterday was actually not really a well-informed video, I want to say. So today I want to be taking a look at, the real charts that don't have that week and see where Jasmi is. But we are seeing that there is a new tide of optimism right across the board. As you can see here, things up 40%, 20%. Jasmi itself, yes, is not up 20%. Because we know what's happening here with Jasmi, right? We've got that cloud hanging about a potential, Binance delisting, which can actually also be a big catalyst to go ahead and pump Jasmi if the announcement comes and Jasmi is not part of the coins which are going to be delisted on Binance. I believe this is going to be sending the price way towards the upside. On the flip side, if Jasmi gets delisted, we're looking at total negative price action here. But just as I've been saying time and again, we need to monitor the situation closely, and I think that more likely than not, we're going to see some weird stuff happening on the chart, which are going to be telling us that, maybe a delisting is coming, or maybe the whole thing is not going to be delisted. Now, one thing that we have always looked at and relied on throughout the whole bull market is the 50 daily moving average. Now, let me explain what's what here. But before I continue, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm in understanding that, yes, this video is short because CF just want to go straight to the point, but I don't want to be telling you things which you probably don't need, so that I can make this video long and it gets seen by many people. No, I need your help in spreading this one, right? Just delicately tap the like button, share it if you can. And then, of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because I do TA on Jasmi and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. Let's get straight into it here. And on the daily time frame, of course, we're realizing that the 50 daily moving average is coming in very much handy here. And I just looked at it and I said, the last time we had a pump like this one was around November 2024. But maybe before I get into that specific, right, let me just reiterate this. When Jasmi is above the 50 daily moving average, it does really well. So this was a time here, and this another one in November last year. Then, of course, we can go as far back as 2023. We also see this pump right here above the 50 daily moving average once again, and then of course another one right here. Then from the very bottom of the bear market, we can also see another one right here. So that's a clear pattern here on Jasmi. And obviously, when you're below the 50 daily moving average, it slides out. We should have actually been able to see this back then in January, when we got rejected by the 50 daily moving average by there. But of course, we were clouded by too much bullish sentiment and stuff like that. Now, coming to today's price section here, there's something very interesting, and I'm likening this to exactly what happened in November 2024 before we hit that 200%. We're not asking a lot from Jasmi here. We're just asking for 100% or 200%, whatever the case may be, just to set in that bullish momentum, and then of course we can take it from there. We're not really asking for a lot. Now take a look at this one here. You see the price pumps above the 50-day moving average here, goes way ahead, and it has a successful back test, and it starts pushing again very much strongly towards that 6 cents that we actually almost hit. Now this is almost the same thing that is happening today, especially the kind of price action that we are having right here. Same thing that we are having here. We have broken above the 50 daily moving average here, and we're looking to back test it, and we are still in the process right now. Now this 50 daily moving average is still kind of going towards the downside, but I think in the next few days it can actually start to do something like this here. So as long as we're getting closer and closer to that 50 daily moving average, this is where I'm adding to my long position, and we are at 1.3 cents right now as that main support here for Jasmi. Once again, referencing previous pumps, this is the moment where Jasmi happens to shine after a successful backtest of that 50-day moving average, and yeah, it will be looking safe here. Now I think this would actually be translating to the fact that Jasmi is not going to be delisted, right? However, if we see some wicked price action happening here and we are breaking that 50-day moving average, that is not really instilling confidence on Jasmy. And one other thing that I'm doing here, I'm monitoring the potential Binance delist here. And yeah, I should actually be saying that the things which pump very aggressively potentially are the ones which are going to be delisted before the announcement comes, right? So Jasmy is still behaving apparently normal, and I like that actually, because no surprises, right? We don't want to be seeing crazy things happening right there. We also understand that Jasmy is not existing in a bubble. It's existing in a big market where the market moves in tandem, right? Obviously, Jasmy is a leader. Actually, looking at the chart of Jasmy today, I realized that everything that is pumping, Jasmy has already done that. So that's fantastic. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin price here, we can see that we have broken above a main downward price section here, and of course the resistance has been the horizontal one which you see here, and even that the price on a daily time frame is looking to push and close a daily candle above that. That will be something that is a very much bullish signal to the rest of the market, and that should actually also be able to help Jasmy here. But the main cloud is that potential Binance delisting. Once the thing is settled, I think that Jasmy is just going to let fly. Really, there's just no other way of this whole thing staying this slow. But for now, I have to say that I'm very pleased with this, progress on the 50-day moving average. Is something that we have always wanted to see. I mean, we also take a look at the EMA bonds, and those ones are also looking very good. It's looking like we're going to be flipping them into bullish momentum, and that's also the case in every single pump that we've had here on Jasmy. I think I've said this time and again, and I think a lot of people are getting bored to this whole thing. But you know what? I want to invite you also to our trading group. This is on Discord, but you can join it via Patreon, right? So this trade which you're seeing is what we call, we've got this thing of saying the biggest hits of the week. So today is only Tuesday, but we've already managed a 400% on Telcoin. If you watched my 3 videos on Telcoin, this is the same thing that I've actually been preaching time and again. So congratulations to us for that 400% here. But of course, that's not it alone. We have actually opened another long position here on Gala because I'm bullish on it and I expect great things to happen from it. The whole strategy is already in the chart, but even last week we had some of our biggest hits from S&T. We also had maybe this one here from IGL, which is 427%. Then Pi Network, Jasmy, Strax, whatever the case may be, RFC, Fatcoin, and the list goes on and on. So I'm inviting you, obviously, if you are somebody who is really, really serious about trading. I don't want people who are like, okay, today I'm in, tomorrow I'm not, or I'm giving up this and that. It doesn't work like that. If you're also somebody who is learning from zero, I have a course which is like for 42 videos, and it's also part of the subscription. So you will get it, the 42 videos. On top of that, if you've got any question or stuff like that, feel free to DM me. We also have got calls and a very interactive group chat, which you can actually leverage, which is still also part of the Patreon membership. It's not actually very much expensive. It's $100 per year. I know some patrons which are up like $500 per month, and I don't understand what's happening by there. So this one is open to everybody. We only have 10 spots left because we don't want the whole thing to be crowded, and then I won't be able to manage and give the best of service by there. But bottom line here for Jasmy, from an indicator perspective, the whole things that we have seen, towards pumps for Jasmy have shown up. The only uncertainty is that Binance delisting or not delisting thing that can negatively affect the price. But also on the flip side, if the announcement comes and Jasmy is not part of that list, I'm also 100% sure that we're going to be seeing a very big shot here towards the upside. That means that there is more volatility to be traded, and we're going to be ready and waiting to capitalize on that and make money either case. So I'll see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.